Hello everyone. In this video, I will give you 7 amazing tips and tricks that you need to know as a COD mobile player, and it might help you to become a better player in this game. So let's get started. Tip number 1, map awareness. The first and important thing to improve the game sense is the knowledge of the map. You have to identify your favorite place in the map and study those spots properly, so that you can become the king of those spots. For example, if I have to take fight in ecology lab, then I will be able to easily knock the enemy there. Because I am very familiar with the location, I know where the enemy will come from, and where I get a good angle to put the enemies down, and where I am quickly escape from it. With the help of this knowledge, I win most of the fights here. So choose 2 or 3 places in the map and master them. This will also give you a confidence while fighting against a squad. The map is designed in a very creative way, and there are so many shortcuts and ways to get in and out of certain buildings. Make sure to learn all these spots and don't be the guy that always goes through the front door. This will give you advantage over others, including advantage in both attacks and retreat. Tip number 2, find your advantage. Whenever you are engaging in a fight, always make sure that you are not in a vulnerable position or at any disadvantage. For example, here I was trying to push in this bunker, but my enemies are already waiting for me to come, and they also have good angle to shoot at me, so I fall back from here and rotate myself to make another angle from which I tried to knock the enemy. So I quickly changed my position. I went inside the bunker from the back door and launched a surprise attack. This way I completely make them fool. So always use your 6th sense to analyze the situation and put yourself in advantageous position. This is also called presence of mind. Your playstyle should be such that in any situation, you are able to think quickly about the decision you have to take. Tip number 3, squad wipe tips. Instead of taking a fight with 3 or 4 people at a time, if you take a fight with them one by one, then your chances of clutching will increase significantly. So whenever a squad is rushing on you, first off, all try to make them separate by changing your position continuously, or try to hold such position from where only one player can enter at a time. After that, knock first person as soon as possible and focus on the next opponents, and don't try to keep finishing the knock enemy. You can simply use them as a bait to his teammates. Instead of thinking about the whole squad, just think about one player whom you're gonna knock next and keep repeating the process till you finally clutch them all. Always try to outsmart your enemies by using your brain. What I mean is, think something that they can never think of and do it without a second thought. This will make them surprised. Tip number 4, master grenades. Grenades are one of the most powerful weapons that players can use in close-range combat situations, and highly effective as it kills enemies and also clears the path for players to rush. So here, as soon as you activate the grenade, you get about 5 seconds to reach the targets. So in such cases, timing becomes crucial. Because if you throw it early, the enemy will get a chance to escape. And if throw it too late, you will be bombed by your own bomb. So if you are in mid-range, then throw the grenade in 3 seconds. There are high chances of your grenade connecting to your enemy. So learn to throw the grens and clusters accurately, as it can make your enemies panic. Also, once you mastered it, you will be in my pro list automatically. Tip number 5, spot the enemy. If you want to spot the enemy quickly, you have to remember 2 things. Firstly, having earphones are very important so that you can differentiate the sounds on the left and right. Because with earphones, you can hear the footsteps and gunfire of your enemies, and you can feel their general direction. Secondly, you can get the direction of the footsteps and gunfire from the minimap too. So always keep watching the minimap and wear good earphones, and your sense of sound will automatically start improving, and your skills to spot and find the enemy will keep getting better. Tip number 6, use slopes properly. Always use these slopes to your advantage. What I mean is, if you are engaging on a hill, always get control of the dip first. You can use the slopes as cover to heal up and engage without exposing yourself, also known as shooting with the hit glitch. If you want to make the most out of your games, then you need to know all these dips in the map that will give you advantage over others, including advantage in both attacks and retreats. Tip Tip number 7, use zip lines to your advantage. Use zip lines to your advantage. What I mean is, when multiple of enemies are rushing on you and they are also sticking together, in some situations to make them separate, start rushing towards any zip line nearby, because on zip lines they will come one by one, and it makes easy to kill them. I personally use this trick a lot, and believe me, this trick works wonders for me. Show them that you are running for your life by using the zip line, then they will rush at you using the zip line blindly, and you are already prepared for this. Send them lobby immediately.